BBC Radio WM News, it's 1:15.
Radio WM Travel.
Well, there are no reported delays this lunchtime on the West Midlands motorways and traffic is running well throughout. Don't forget on the M6, still a contraflow in operation between Junction 7 and 9. That's Great Bar up into Wednesbury. And at Junction 7, the northbound entry and southbound exit slip roads, they remain both closed at the moment. Simon Forster, AA Road Watch.
The phone in you can turn to BBC WM 021 432 2000.
I was going to ask Chrissy to do a review of the Moscow City Ballet doing Sleeping Beauty on Friday. But it was as awful as when they did Swan Lake on Monday, so I'm not going to bore you with it. It was just awful. She said, I mean, they were using some of the same costumes and some of the same sets, all right, I suppose, if they're travelling. But they were still galumphing around the stage. It was a mess. They weren't taking quite as many curtain calls after every time somebody leapt up in the air. They didn't pause for 20 minutes and take applause. So they learnt something during their week here. And they didn't take curtain calls till the cows came home at the end of the first half. But she didn't like it much, which is a shame. She loves the ballet. Didn't like that, though. Did you see Cheers on Channel 4 the last couple of weeks? I meant to mention that to you as well, because I missed it. So if anyone's taken a tape of the last two Cheers, they're from the first series. I think it's numbers 12 and 13 from the first series. But if anybody took them on video, I wouldn't mind having a look. So if you want to give Sue a call on 432 2000 and tell me you've got the last two Cheerses that Channel 4 transmitted last Friday and the Friday before, I would be very grateful if I could borrow them. This is just a personal plea. I might as well use the show for something. Can I go to Kelly Smart in Dudley? Hello, Kelly.
Hello, Ed.
Yes, Kelly.
First-time caller.
Thank you. Good to have you on.
I'm phoning on behalf of my niece. She brought some trainers from Dudley. She was measured up and everything. The shop assistant said that was the right size. Anyway, 5 weeks later, they've gone in holes by the toes. So she took them back, and it was a different shop assistant, and he said it was the nails. The toenails was too long.
And are they?
Sorry?
The thing is that when she put the shoes on at the beginning,
Yeah.
did they fit or didn't they fit? I mean,
he said they was the right size.
yes,
for her
he
feet.
said they were the right size, but I mean, how old is your niece?
She's 14.
Well, then she's old enough to know if they're comfortable or not.
Yes, they was comfortable, yeah.
Well, if they're comfortable, they're comfortable.
Yeah. She took them back, as I say, and he said it was her toenails was too long.
Yeah.
I was wondering if she could.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a reason, but
Yeah.
I'm not so sure she's got a case. How much were the trainers?
30 quid.
I don't know.
I mean,
To be honest,
You
I
know.
really don't know. I think this is one you're going to have to talk to Dudley Consumer Services about,
yeah.
and they'll tell you their view. My view, frankly, I don't think you got much of a case. But that doesn't mean you haven't got a case. It's just that I don't think you have.
Yeah.
Have a word to Dudley Consumer Services
Yeah.
and see if they think you've got a case. How about that?
Yeah. I was thinking just after 5 weeks to go in holes, to 30 quid. A bit,
Well, it depends what the circumstances of her wearing them were.
yeah.
Phone Dudley Council on Dudley 456 000
456
000
000. Yeah.
and see if you can get through to Consumer Services.
Okay.
Have a chat to them, all right?
Okay, Ed.
Okay, pal.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Radio WM.
The Cross City Service. Do you want to give us a travel jingle, Phil? It might sound so much more dramatic after a travel jingle. I really feel I work here. Let's go.
Radio WM Travel.
The Cross City Service, which departs from Birmingham at 21 minutes past the hour and 51 minutes past the hour, is now stopping at Kings Norton instead of Longbridge due to major signalling failure at Longbridge. Redditch services are running as normal. I'll repeat that. The Cross City Service, departing from Birmingham at 21 minutes past the hour and 51 minutes past the hour, is now stopping at Kings Norton instead of Longbridge due to major signalling failure at Longbridge. Redditch services are running as normal.
Radio WM.
John Russell's in Four Oaks. Hello, John.
Hi, Ed.
Yes, John?
Yeah, let's see if you can help me with this one. Back in 1990, October, November to be exact, I was prosecuted by the Staffordshire Police for 4 motoring offences. Now, not only myself was prosecuted, a company that I'm a director of was also prosecuted. Now, I took advice from a solicitor, and my solicitor, who I've known for a long time and I've used for a long time, he advised me not to go ahead. Anyway, I did. I went ahead and I went to court and I fought it. Now, I won it. All charges were dismissed. Now, on the advice of my solicitor, when he advised me not to go to court and defend it, he said that this offence is all linked together, could cost me and the company somewhere in the region of £2,500 to £3,000 if I lost.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won. Now, at the time in the court, I was awarded costs. There was a person who was a witness who put in so much for costs. I don't know how much it was. I put in so much costs for myself. I think it was about £70, something like that. And the barrister who was there on my behalf, they received the costs as well.
Yep.
Now, we're into this year, obviously, and on the... let's get me paperwork. On the 25th of February this year, I received a letter from my solicitors together with an invoice for £350, 16 pence for the charges involved in defending the case.
Yeah.
Now, because I went to court and defended that, do I have to pay that? Surely to God, that should come out of cost, shouldn't it?
I'd have thought so.
So would I. But I said to my solicitor, as he advised me not to defend it, I said, well, look, we went to court, we defended it, and we won. We won on all...
And you won on, and you got costs awarded.
That's right.
Well, then why aren't those costs included?
I don't know, because, you see...
Well, ask him. Why asking me? Ask him.
I asked my solicitor to check it, which he did. And I've got another letter here on the 17th of April 1991 saying that further to his invoice and his other letter, the cheque for 220 plus the VAT was still outstanding.
Yeah, but what were the results of checking out what the costs meant? Has he done that yet?
Yeah.
And
he says that I owe him £220.30 plus VAT.
But I don't understand.
Nor me.
Well, then get him to explain it to you. The reason you hire a solicitor is he is your legal mouthpiece.
Right.
Well, he's got to tell you what's going on, and then you pay him.
Well, they say, the solicitor says, that this £220.30 are their costs incurred for getting together all the necessary papers and so forth to defend the case.
Yeah, but isn't that part of the costs?
I don't know. I mean,
I thought costs meant costs.
I would have thought so. I don't think that it's fair. I mean, if I'd have lost it, they'd have screwed me to the wall for about £3,000.
Would you please make a phone call to the Solicitors Complaints Bureau helpline just to ask for advice? It's a helpline.
Yeah.
It's on 071 834 8663.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
Go for it.
Many thanks, Ed.
WM.
Now, I want to read this to you. It's sent to me by one of our listeners. She says, some time ago on your programme there was a discussion about the Nostradamus forecast about Russia, and some doubts are expressed whether his forecasts were true or not. Now, I enclose a copy of an article in the Latvian newspaper, Free Latvia, which was printed in September 1990. They've given me a translation of this Latvian article, and it seems from this article that Nostradamus is a couple of months out of tune in his forecasts. But what's a couple of months in 400 years? The forecast was made in the 16th century. Let me read this to you, and then I'd like your comments. So if you're into Nostradamus, 021 432 2000. Now here's what this says. At the end, a speaker mentioned the 16th century astrologer's Nostradamus forecast that the last Tsar of Russia will be with a mark of shame on his forehead, and that the empire, after a terrible revolution and developing of New Babel, through mixing of nations will last for 73 years and 7 months, which comes to an end in June 1991. Interesting that with Nostradamus agrees astrologers in Moscow, Tamara and Pavel Globes, in completely secret, Sovcheno Sekretnos, completely secret. So May and June in 1991 will be serious tests to our revolution. This is the Latvian paper says that. But big border, as we see it in 1992, and in 1993, when is awaited heavy ideologic, ecologic and economic catastrophe, maybe even collapse, hunger and cold. One can believe or not his forecast, but up to now his forecasts have come true and the conditions of the Soviet Union today points that way. That comes from the Free Latvian newspaper, September 1990. If you know anything about Nostradamus or these predictions, 021 432 2000.
BBC WM.
Attention! Were you ever a member of the 233 Hales Owen Squadron of Air Training Corps? Well, if you were, you'll want to know that this year is its 50th anniversary, and to celebrate, they're holding a reunion and dance this Saturday night. Everyone who was ever connected in any way with the 233 Squadron is invited, and you can get tickets by calling 021 550 3038. That's Birmingham 550 3038.
Right.
As you were.
So, nobody wants to talk about Nostradamus. So, anybody want to talk about Nostradamus? Nobody wants to talk about Nostradamus. Nobody knows anything about Nostradamus, hasn't got a clue. Okay, fine. If you think you know something, 021 432 2000. If not, I shall struggle on without you. Let me go to John Farley in Redditch. Hello, John.
Hello, Ed, how are you, mate?
Righto, son. Okay, I have Nostradamus predicted that we'd have a news bulletin at 2 o'clock. I just thought you should know that. What can I do for you?
Well, I have a slight problem for my daughter with a CD player, come record player, come radio, with colour vision. It's been taken back on 2 occasions and we feel to no avail that anything's been done satisfactory. And I've been up to the shop and I've asked how my guarantee stands, and all he keeps saying to me is, I will go to the workshop on Monday, I will go to the workshop on Monday, I will go to the workshop on Monday. And I said, well, would you please give us a replacement for my daughter so she can play her records, because you know what teenagers are. And I'm getting no satisfaction.
No, I don't think you are.
And I was just wondering what my...
When did you buy the record player?
It's in its first 12 months guarantee. It's about 8 months old.
The question is, when did you buy it?
About 8 months ago.
About 8 months ago. Has it been repaired?
It was sent in once and they just said it wanted dusted and gave it us back.
Did they repair it?
They didn't repair it, no. They said it was dust.
You sure?
That's what they said.
All right. And what happened the second time?
The second time she got basically the same complaint.
And
We have to take it to the shop, because this is the terms under the guarantee. We have to take it to the shop. They then are supposed to survey it. They have then come up now and told us that a motor has gone. That was a fortnight ago.
Well, if the motor's gone after 8 months and it hasn't been repaired up till now, I would be tempted to ask for a replacement.
Well, I asked for a replacement on Saturday.
And what did they say?
Well, the gentleman who sat there just says basically, anything you want to do, do. That means if you want to refuse to do your payments, or if you want to go to the local press, or you want to go to your local newscaster like you, by all means, do what you think is right. This is the first step that I'm doing now.
Yes, but what is their line on this? When you said, I think I'm entitled to ABC, what did they say?
Nothing. I just said, how does my guarantee stand? He says, well, it's only been in here a fortnight. And I said, well, how long would it be in here? He said, it could be in for 6 weeks. So I said, well, if it's in for 6 weeks, will you extend my 12-month guarantee by 6 weeks? And he looked at me as if he'd gone Popeye.
I think you better phone Consumer Services. Phone Redditch Council.
Yeah.
Ask for the Redditch Consumer Services Department.
Oh, I'm on the council myself. I think somebody highlighted my case last week.
What do you mean you're on the council?
I'm the dustman. I was on the radio last week concerning glass in bin bags and such.
Yeah, but this is totally irrelevant.
Point taken.
Would you phone your council?
Yeah.
Would you ask for the Consumer Services Department?
Consumer Services Department. Yes, sir.
Discuss it with Consumer Services,
Yes.
and they will advise you whether or not you're entitled to a new one or whether or not you're entitled to a repair.
Thank you.
And they will then make sure you get it.
I'm very grateful to you, sir.
Okay, then, John.
Much obliged.
Good.
Thank you very, very much. Goodbye, sir.
BBC WM.
Laura Barrow's in the newsroom, I predict.
The lawyer acting for Karen Smith, the West Midlands girl jailed for drug smuggling in Thailand, is claiming that her trial was rigged. Stephen Jacobi is flying out to Brussels tomorrow to meet with MEPs who he says have been working secretly on Karen's behalf and is hoping to promote an emergency debate in the European Parliament. Karen Smith was sentenced to 25 years for her alleged part in smuggling £4 million worth of heroin out of Bangkok airport. Her friend, Patricia Carhill, was sentenced to 18 years, and the two are being held together in Bangkok jail. Stephen Jacobi claims that a translation of Karen's case reveals that all favourable evidence was omitted, and an all-party group of members of the European Parliament aim to intercede with the Thai authorities on her behalf.
They've been doing secret work on Karen's behalf. We've had letters sent to the Thai authorities by MEPs. A multinational, multi-party group of MEPs has been formed. They've had evidence, which hasn't been released to the general public yet, of Karen's pretty obvious innocence and the way a very nasty show trial indeed was rigged in Thailand.
There's been a dramatic opening to the emergency session in Moscow of the top Soviet lawmaking body, the Congress of People's Deputies. It began with a statement agreed by President Gorbachev and the leaders of several republics, urging deputies to agree within 3 days to a radical shake-up of the political system. 9 football fans have appeared before magistrates this morning charged with violent disorder at a Birmingham nightclub. They're amongst a group of 31 Darlington soccer fans who were arrested following disturbances at St Notra's nightclub in Smallbrook, Queensway. They've all been remanded on bail until the 14th of October on the condition they don't attend any Football League, Cup or international matches. A further 23 men are due to appear before Birmingham magistrates later today. Business news now, and on the financial market, share prices have jumped on the back of the latest survey from the Confederation of British Industry. Pauline McCall of our business staff has more details.
Investors were greatly encouraged by the CBI survey, which shows that the business world expects the recession to end next year. That, together with the latest opinion polls showing the Conservatives in the lead, helped the 100-share index to gain 23.6 at 2669.3. But while the CBI survey suggests the economy as a whole may recover next year, the construction industry may take much longer to improve. According to the York-based house builder Persimmon, the UK's housing market is still in severe recession with no sign of recovery in the demand for new homes. Persimmon announced its half-year profits down to £12.5 million, compared with £15.5 million last time. And there's more company gloom from the Welsh steel firm ASW Holdings, where profits fell more than 60% to £8.1 million. The company blames the low price of steel in continental Europe, which caused profits to fall despite higher production at the ASW steelworks. On the foreign exchanges, the pound is also lifted by the latest political opinion polls. Against the dollar, it's up 3/4 cent at $1.68.55, and against the mark, it's up half a pfennig at 2 marks 94.
That's all for now. More news at 2 o'clock.
Call the Ed Doolan phone in. BBC WM 021 432 2000.
Shirley Mooney's very upset in Stage because she's lost a black cat, a male called Sooty. Got a sort of scabby little face and neck, hair missing on his back. Went missing on Saturday the 17th from the Middle Leaford estate. He means the world to us. If anybody finds a little cat like that, male black cat, sort of scabby little face and neck, bit of hair missing on his back, if you know where he is, Middle Leaford estate, he was lost a couple of weeks ago, you might like to give us a call on 432 2000. But Shirley, sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't, sometimes they find other homes. You just can't tell with cats. They're strange creatures. But I've got your number here if anybody gets in touch with us now. Let me go to Charlotte Christie in Pipe Hayes. Hello, Charlotte.
Hi.
Yeah?
I was phoning in connection with Karen Smith and Patricia Corhill.
Yeah.
I was a little bit concerned about the gentleman, the last man that phoned in connection with, I think it was Karen Smith.
Who was that, Chris, was it?
Yes,
Anyway.
I think so.
Yeah, he phoned me back to say he's sorry he hung up. That's all right, Chris. We're allowed to disagree with each other, son. I hope you'll call us again sometime. Yes, go on, Charlotte.
What concerns me about this is the violation of certainly legal rights seems to have come about, and possibly the violation of humanitarian rights. And I think the question is not so much whether Patricia and Karen are or are not guilty, but are they receiving a fair trial?
Well, the lawyer clearly says no,
Clearly
doesn't
says
he?
no.
The lawyer says no, he doesn't think they did, and he's talking to some European MPs in Brussels tomorrow about this very subject.
Yeah. You see, I used to be a member of Amnesty International.
Used to
and
be
they
what?
Have a member of Amnesty International.
Yeah?
And they have very clear, strict guidelines. I mean, the legal rights obviously vary from country to country.
Yeah.
The humanitarian rights by Amnesty International very clearly set.
Yeah.
And I think the question is not so much are they guilty or innocent, but have they been suspicious circumstances around the rest, the evidence, the trial and the conclusion. And if there are suspicious circumstances, and I think that's the point to start stepping in.
Charlotte, I thank you for your call and comment. We'll take others. 021-432-2000.
Radio WM.
Lionel Sharkey's in Small Heath. Yes, Lionel?
Hello, Ed.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Okay, pal.
Good. About Nostradamus.
Yeah.
I don't have much information in my head at the moment, but when I used to read up on all these paranormal and prediction sort of things, I remember that Nostradamus predicted the Second World War, did you know?
Yeah, so they say.
And he predicted also that there would be a leader come from Germany called Hitler. Without the T, you know, he had S instead of a T, Hitler. Just thought you might like to know that.
No, well, yes. This is something that some of us know about, but I'm always interested in hearing more about this. But you haven't heard this latest one, this Tsar of Russia.
Yeah.
With a mark of shame on his forehead.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Amazing. I want to hear more about this. So, if you know more, 021-432-2000. What do you know, Richard Jones in Solihull?
Hi, Ed. I know not a lot really, but Nostradamus. One of his most chilling prophecies was that there'd be a great war in 1999.
Yes. Tell me about the Great War, Richard. Where'd you read this up?
Well, you see, I've got it in a book at home
Yeah.
called Marvels and Mysteries of the Unexplained.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah, come on, I'm listening. You got the book there?
Yes, yes.
Come on then, I'm listening to you.
His most disturbing prophecy has yet to come to pass. His prediction of a great war in 1999. In it, he wrote of a yellow race that would invade Europe and of blood and corpses covering the land. He said the war to end all wars would culminate in the year 1999 and 7 months, when from the sky will come the great King of Terror. Hopefully on this occasion, Nostradamus will be proved wrong, but it is a prediction mirrored by the strange American clairvoyant Jean Dixon, who foretold a great war beginning in the late 1980s and ending in 1999.
Ah, I think I go back to Australia in 1998 then.
Yes.
So you reckon this is not a good place to be in 1999, you reckon, Richard?
No, I don't think it is. We've all had it.
Where shall we go to, mate?
I don't know.
I think we should emigrate.
Yeah. I've got some other prophecies here, if,
Go on.
Right, the young lion shall overcome the old in a warlike field in a single fight. In a golden cage he will pierce the eye, 2 wounds in one, then suffer a cruel death.
Now, what was that about?
Oh, I'm not sure what that one's about. I can't find it out now.
Well, it's very dramatic, Richard, but I don't know what it's about, mate.
No, mate.
Oh, well, keep looking.
Okay.
And if you come up with something else, give me a shout.
Okay, Ed.
Good on you, Richard Jones there in Solihull. Zach Hussein's in Handsworth. Yes, Zach?
Hello there.
Hello, mate.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the same thing about Nostradamus predicting the end of the war. The war to end all wars in 1999.
1999 one. This is July 1999.
Yeah, but I don't think emigrating will help you really, because it's going to be the end of the world then.
The end of the world.
That's what he's more or less predicting, that the war to end all wars obviously is going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, but it can't be, because I've got this new digital diary.
Yeah.
That goes up to the 31st of December.
Yeah.
2099.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to do me out of a. If
Well,
they
I
do
reckon
me,
you
if
should
they
go and
do,
get your money back while you got the chance.
if they do me out of 100 years of my diary,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. In August 1999,
Yeah.
I shall be round at Consumer Protection getting this one back.
Yeah.
I want my money back on this one.
Yeah, but I think you better do that quick.
You think I should go early?
And I think you should book your next holiday to the moon, I think. I mean, that's the only way you'll get out of it.
So you reckon there's going to be this? Well, you say Nostradamus predicts this great war.
Yeah, that's it. Apparently, most of his prophecies don't come to life anyway, but if this one does, then...
So what do you reckon? He's a bit of an old fake?
No, well, as I said, some of them do come true.
Some,
the ones
but
that do are
some
pretty
do.
quite accurate. And,
But do they all, or just some? It's all being selective.
I reckon he made quite a few prophecies, but I don't think all of them came true. I reckon about 30-40% of them have.
So it's all a bit. It's all a bit.
Yeah, some people say he's just making rough guesses anyway, and he's right on some occasions.
Oh,
And then
all right.
not on others.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Okay. But if the world's going to come, if we're going to have this big war, there's not much point asking for more money because there's nothing to spend it on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just about to cancel my
Don't
insurance
tell
policy.
BBC management. Keep it to yourself.
Okay.
Let's go to Marion Churchman in Brierley Hill. Hello, Marion.
Hello.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Nostradamus, but I wonder if they took into consideration that the dates changed in the 1700s. The years changed because they used to run from March to March and not from January to December.
That's when we went to the different calendar, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. And so it's going to be out anyway.
Well, there we are. We will learn more as the programme develops, Marion. Thank you for that.
Bye.
18 and a half to 2 o'clock. Let's move to something else for a moment. But if you want to talk about this, 021-432-2000. Lynn Elliott's in Wolverhampton. Yes, Lynn?
Yes, we're a council tenant, and we've got a problem with repairs. Now, since I've reported these repairs in June, and we keep getting inspectors coming down and saying, yes, the work's got to be done. We need plastering done in the kitchen. Plaster's actually away from the wall. We need window fittings done because we can't shut bedroom windows, and I've got a 9-month-old baby and I can't shut a window too. We actually had a workman come down last week, and on his ticket there was 1 metre of plastering to be done, and he couldn't do the job because he said it needed 4 metres of plastering done. And this has been going on since June, and I wondered if you could help me because it's driving me nuts. Now we've got to wait for the inspector to come back again and re-inspect.
Now this is just getting silly, and this is why it costs people a lot of money. What part of Wolverhampton do you live in?
Wentzfield, Ashmer Park.
Is Phil Bateman your councillor?
Yeah.
He is he?
Yeah.
Well, listen, you get in touch with Phil.
Yeah.
Tell him you've been talking to me.
Yeah.
And you're very lucky to have Phil as a councillor because he's a good man.
Yeah.
Get in touch with Phil, and he will he'll get in touch with the housing because he doesn't like to see waste. He's one of those councillors that doesn't like to see waste. So you get in touch with him, and he'll act on it for you.
Okay then.
All right. Now he's got a surgery. You know his Sunday morning surgery?
Yeah.
He does a surgery, 11 to 12, isn't it, on a Sunday?
Something like that.
So maybe pop down there Sunday, or if you want to, you can give him a call earlier
Yeah.
and have a chat to him.
Okay then, thank you.
All right then?
Yep.
But he's the man. You talk to him and he'll go to the housing for you.
All right then, thank you.
And we need to use our local councillors more. Always a good idea, that.
It's WM.
But these departments, they waste so much money. Someone comes and does half a job and then a bit of a job, then doesn't do the job, then doesn't do all the job, then thinks they're going to do the job, then brings a bit of paper to do some of the job and doesn't do that bit of the job, but they can do the other bit of the job, but the first bit of the job isn't here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Goes on forever. Let's go to Susan Jones of West Bromwich. Hello, Susan.
Hello, Ed.
Yes, Susan.
I'd like to report a stolen car that's been dumped in Crick Lane off Hampstead Road, Handsworth.
A car has been dumped?
Yes.
In what?
Crick Lane.
Quick Lane.
Yes, off Hampstead Road, Handsworth.
Quick Lane off Hampstead Road, Handsworth.
Yeah, I've reported it to the police and I've told them that I'm going to phone you because you're more likely to get to more listeners than they do.
Well, now, what's the number of it? So maybe, what sort of car is it?
It's a beige, metallic beige Ford Granada.
Metallic beige Ford Granada.
Yes, in very, very good condition.
And what's the number?
It's B7 B755
Yeah.
AOV.
How do you know it's been dumped?
There's a smashed window, the seats have been stripped out.
Yeah, all right.
And I'm advising the person who owns it to, if they're at work, to hurry up and come and get it, because the area where it's been dumped, there's a lot of sort of knock-off garages, and they'll have everything off it if the person doesn't hurry up.
B755 AOV. All right there. Thank you for your call.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Let's go to Tony Kelly. Hi, Tony.
Hello.
Nice to hear from you. What can I do for you?
Hey, I got a job. It was advertised for in the Sparkhill job market, or
Yeah.
job centre.
Yeah.
And the job was advertised at £150.
Yes.
And I'm only getting £75, Is there anything, I could do about it?
Well, when you started work, what did they say?
He said that he'd give me a start for a while to get to see what's any good,
But didn't he guarantee how much you'd be paid?
Well, he said he would give me £75 to start, and then he would build my wages up, and he hasn't really made any approach to it,
Where was this being advertised?
Sparkhill Job Centre.
Well, two things need to be done.
Yeah.
First of all, to find out what your rights are,
Yeah.
I want you to phone 643 3972.
Yeah.
Which is the low pay unit.
Yeah.
You talk to them.
Yeah.
Secondly, when you're talking to them, ask them, should someone tell the job centre that this job was not accurately described?
Yeah.
And see what they say about that, all right?
Right, thank you.
Good luck with that one, Tony.
Right.
Okay,
bye.
pal.
Radio WM.
Hello, Paul Brighton here. Might be an idea to join me this evening from 4:30. I'll give you a few good reasons why. You'll know probably already that you can find out what the weather's going to be doing for the next 24 hours or so on our patch. Also, you can find out what the main sporting stories are. And of course, perhaps most importantly of all, you can find out how to make your way through the maze that is Britain's biggest conurbation, the West Midlands, those roads and motorways. But most importantly of all, it's worth reminding ourselves that it's probably the fastest moving, most authoritative and most influential news programme in the West Midlands. In fact, about the best way to find out not only what's happening on your patch, your district, your town, but also wider picture, nationally, internationally as well. So that's Paul Brighton, Coming Home, BBC Radio WM, weekdays from 4:30.
You know how you have Wogan with Sue Lawley? Well, tonight you have Paul Brighton with Tony Wadsworth. Tony Wadsworth presenting the Paul Brighton Coming Home programme from 4:30 through till 7 this evening. Couldn't get Sue Lawley, is that why? Oh, we could, but we decided we prefer Tony Wadsworth. Absolutely right too. Jeanette Young's in Burntwood. Hello, Jeanette.
Hello, Ed.
Yes.
Nice to speak to you. Back to Nostradamus.
Yeah.
The information I have is that he predicted the end of the world as the year 7000.
The year 7000?
7000. Yes.
My diary doesn't go up till then.
Oh. In 1550, he published an almanac for the coming 12 months that was so accurate that they begged him to keep doing it. And it goes up to the year 7000. But of course, a lot of the things he did them in verse. And scholars have decoded them because he was afraid of being accused of witchcraft.
Yeah.
Just thought you might be interested in that.
For better or worse.
Yes. Well,
all right,
yes.
so the end of the world won't be July 1999, it'll be the year 7000.
Not mentioned at all, Ed, the year 7000.
Heavens, that makes me a bit nervous.
Yes, and another thing, his prophetic gifts came to light after he married a rich widow in 1547.
Heavens, there's hope yet. Any rich widows listening? 021. Okay, Jeanette.
Thanks, Ed.
Good on you. Bye-bye. What do you reckon, Vivian Littlewood of Balsall Common?
Well, it says in my complete almanac that he actually says here, Russia will dominate a bloc of neighbouring countries, but the flame of freedom shall not be extinguished. After uprising, Russia shall be in big trouble with Yugoslavia, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania and East Germany.
Well, it couldn't have said that because they didn't have all those countries
that's
there.
what they actually say. It is done in verse, because I've got the complete works here. And it also says that he actually predicted that he would overrun Hungary, etc.
That's how they translate it, though, is it?
Yes, and the girl before was actually right. He does predict the end of the world in the year 7000.
Where are you calling from?
Balfour Common.
What's all the noise in the background?
Sorry?
I thought I heard some squealing in the background.
That was just my son. He's got a broken arm and he's feeling a bit raucous at the moment.
Well, I mean, from the noise, I thought somebody might have just broken it while you're on the phone.
No, I hope not.
Okay, Vivian.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Let's go to Wayne Ashcroft in Walsall. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Ed.
Yes.
I'm ringing about Nostradamus.
Yeah?
He says that the Third World War will come on July 1999 and that it will last for 27 years and will end on the 25th of March 2027. Half the world's population will die in the process, and the cause of this will be that China will invade Russia. So? Yeah, and that's not the only thing he says. He says frequent earthquakes over the 8th and 9th decades of this century will occur, and there'll be one on the west coast of America in May, but which May it is, I'm not sure. The increase of the AIDS epidemic, though also a possible cure, the coming of the so-called third Antichrist who will come from China and will cause the Third World War, the last monarch in Great Britain, continuing unrest and strife in the Middle East. So I hope that's useful to you.
Well, it'll help me sort of plan dinner engagements, Wayne.
Yeah.
So, listen, if we're going to have this big war, where should we emigrate to, Wayne? What do you reckon?
Bother.
We're okay here, are we?
I mean, it's going to happen. So, I mean, that calendar that the previous caller said perhaps he didn't take into consideration that it changed. He did.
Did he?
And he's slightly out in his dating.
Yeah.
But over 85% of his predictions have come true so far. He predicted the First and Second World War, amongst others. So I've got a book here.
Yeah.
So actually,
it makes you a bit nervous, Wayne, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If we're going to have all these awful things happening?
Yeah, it says in the introduction to the book that we've got a dreadful decade to look forward to.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, it can't be too dreadful. I'm on 3 hours a day. I can't be. Oh, I don't know. All right, Wayne.
Okay, then.
We'll see how we go. Good on you, mate.
Bye.
Good one. Let's go to Ron Green in Bromford. What do you reckon, Ron?
Ed, I'm so fascinated listening to you about this guy, and you know I've got to show me ignorance. I've never even heard of him.
Nostradamus?
No, I'm so fascinated. I wonder if any of your listeners could tell me where I could read up about him, where I could buy a book or something.
Where can we do some more reading on Nostradamus for Ron Green? If you'd like to help him, 021 432 2000.
The WM Guide to events and entertainment in the West Midlands today. All day today, the Metals Engineering 91 event continues at the NEC. And at 7:45 tonight, Daisy Pulls It Off is at the Alexandra Theatre, Birmingham. The Pete Harris Jazz Band plays at the King's Court Hotel, King's Cofton at 8:30. And there's Greyhound racing at Norton Keynes tonight at 7:15.
Thank you for the mention you gave my nan and granddad a couple of months ago, says Sue McCluskey, writing to us from 7th Signal Regiment, BFPO 15. She says, I knew they'd be listening because they're really great fans. It's so difficult for Sue and Darryl McCluskey being so far away there. Writing letters doesn't always make up for a visit, so a mention on your programme is always an added bonus for them. So let's say hello again to Gladys and Jack Sadler of Kings Heath, just to tell them that Sue and Darryl are thinking of you. They said, we know we don't write as much as we should, but we think of you often, and we'll be home to visit just as soon as we can. So it's a nice letter from Sue and Darryl McCluskey to Gladys and Jack Sadler of Kings Heath. Sue and Darryl, they're at 3 Squadron, 7th Signal Regiment, BFPO 15.
BBC Radio WM.
Martin Yarkles in Stratford-on-Avon. I bet I know what he's going to talk about.
Good day, Ed.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Well, listen, first of all, can I have the official Ed Doolan thoughts on the programme last night, please? The opinion, please.
What, on the Hancock programme?
Yep.
Martin Yarker is from the Hancock Appreciation Society, I should tell you at home. On the programme last night, I thought for what it was interesting. I thought it was well done. I thought the actor captured the essence. I thought it was very good. I think it was very incomplete because they were very much telling Freddie's story.
Well, yes.
And they turned a blind eye to one or two things they didn't want to look at. They clearly wiped out the last 3 years of his life altogether.
Definitely.
Because we were getting into the period when Freddie had disappeared.
Yeah.
And he was turning his eye towards John LeMesure's wife.
Exactly.
And the fact that when he died, he was very upset at the press reports that maybe she didn't care for him. Is it not true that she had telegrammed him? And she telegrammed him to say that she ignore the reports. I still love you. He never got that. He never got the telegram, but he did die.
That's right.
And all that was left out.
Yep. Yep.
But as far as it went, I thought it was very good. But it was very much, aren't I a fantastic woman, Freddie Hancock programme, and I would have liked to have had a little bit more about Hancock.
Oh yeah, you obviously had read the reports as I did that she said that she didn't want it to be a whitewash.
I haven't read any report. I'm just telling you what I saw last night.
Well, that was obviously before Alfred actually did the role. But I thought obviously the actual essence of Alfred's performance was very good. I thought.
Yes, I
under
did
the
too.
circumstances, because obviously to portray a guy like Hancock, who's a complex character anyway. But I thought he did very well.
Yep.
Something that WM listeners may be interested in, Ed, is the convention we have coming up in October.
This is the Tony Hancock Appreciation Society convention in October. Where?
At Lloyd's off the Square, Ludgate Hill, Birmingham. October 26th.
Yeah.
An all-day event, I'm glad to say. But lots of things that we'll be doing. Obviously not enough time to go through them all now.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you send us the info ahead and we'll get a little announcement out?
Oh, that'd be
because Hancock's a local boy and we're very, very happy to do that.
Well, that's fantastic, Ed.
So let's have the info and we'll get it out on the community announcement. Send it to Andy Whittaker.
Yes.
Here at WM, all right?
Superb, mate.
Andy Whittaker.
That's great news.
All right?
Thanks for your help, Ed.
And there was something else I had to ask you while you were there.
Which was?
I can't remember. No, I can't. It's gone.
No?
It's gone. All right.
Okay,
I believe they're repeating some Hancock's. Radio 2 are going to be repeating Hancock's on a Monday night.
Yes, indeed.
If you want to check your radio times. All right, Martin, thanks a lot.
See you, Ed.
Radio WM.
It's 3 minutes to 2 o'clock, and we will be chatting through till 3 as ever. It's 3 minutes to 2, chatting through till 3, and rather hope you can join in. Stamp the best envelope, says Adrian Black, following your item on credit problems. Yes, I do have some books here from the Office of Fair Trading. How to find out what credit reference agencies report about you and how you can correct mistakes. So if you want this booklet, I have it. You'll need to send me a reasonably large, like slightly bigger than normal, stamped, self-addressed envelope, and I'll get it back to you. So I'm sending you your booklet, Adrian Black of Burntwood. That'll be in the post hopefully today. Joan Goodhead's in Hagley. Hello, Joan.
Hello, Ed.
Yes, Joan.
This Nostradamus, I've got one book here, and it's by Erica Cheetham.
Erica Cheetham?
Yes, and it was published first 1974 by Neville Spearman. It's been updated, reprinted in 1990.
Ah, so it's quite an...
Yes, but the only thing is, Ed, you must point out to everybody, lots of people have written and they all have different interpretations of what he said, you know.
Yes, sure.
You see, because he wrote in Latin and he also did an awful lot of in code because he didn't want to upset the people of the day because he was very politically minded.
Yeah.
So that's all I
okay,
know
so
about
let's have the details of that book again. Who's the publisher?
Well, I've got the publisher. This is Peerage Books, the one I've got.
Peerage Books?
Peerage Books. And it was by Erica Cheetham.
Erica Cheetham. The book is called?
And the book is called The Prophecies of Nostradamus. And I bought it from W.H. Smith.
Okay.
Okay?
Good one, Joan.
Okay.
How nice of you to call. Thanks. They're Joan Goodhead calling us from Hagley. Nick Flynn's in Kings Heath. Yes, Nick?
Hello.
Yes, Nick?
Doolan, yeah.
Yes?
I'm on the sick at the moment from the University of Birmingham.
Yes?
I took a job there as a kitchen porter.
Yeah?
Some 6 or 7 weeks ago.
Yes.
And
so you took the job 6 or 7 weeks ago. When did you go sick?
I done 2 weeks, then I went sick for a week.
So you did a fortnight, then you went sick for a week, you went back, then went sick again.
Sick again.
Right, and what's your question?
But there's been there's about 4 girls employed there.
Yes.
Some of them, there's a girl called Elaine Williams.
Now listen, I don't want to know other people's names. I don't want to know that. What's your phone call about?
I'm on about exploitation.
Well, you feel that they're not paying people correctly?
No, I'm not on about pay.
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm on about women that have been employed there, washing big pots and pans there for 20-odd years.
Yeah.
And what they're doing to them now is they're putting them for psychological tests to see if they can be employed in different jobs.
You mean they're moving them to other jobs?
What I'm saying is that they've been in the jobs for 20-odd years.
Yeah.
And they've discovered that they're not up to the job, they're not suitable for the job, so they've put them for them tests where it's squares and circles and God knows what. That's
Nick,
what I want
Nick, I'm going to phone you after the news and find out what this is all about. We'll try to get to the bottom of it. We'll come back after the news.
The 2 o'clock news with Laura Barrow.